In paradise in beautiful Las Vegas, and it is the 10th day of February. Fabulous Friday. We're going to go over the stats, and then I'm going to give you a little preview of a video that I'm going to post into the Facebook group called Ruthie Rocks. So if you're watching this on another platform and you want to see the entire video, you can find it on Facebook/group/Ruthie Rocks. Anyway, here we go. We have something new today. And guess what that is? What that is my phone, of course, ringing. What that is, make sure that you can hear me. Okay, yeah, we're good today. Anyway, so we have less than 5,000 single-family homes on the market in our zip codes in the Valley. Not Pahrump, not Boulder City, not Mesquite, and it's 4,981 single-family homes. First time it's been under 5,000 for several months, and that's could be good. It depends upon your perspective. Of those homes, we have 1,702 of them that are 430,000 or under, which is the median price range, which is 34% of those 4,900 homes. 19 of those homes you just listed yesterday. You also closed 31 single-family homes yesterday, and you listed a total of 88. So we've listed 119 homes yesterday. We closed 44 homes yesterday, and we have a total of 6,507 high-rises, condos, single-family homes, and townhomes all together on the market. That's 116 days of inventory, and that's based on the sales you did per day in January, which was 56. So far this month, we're doing 55 sales a day. So we're maintaining. You know, the sky's not falling. The market's not crashing. We are doing steady, and there's nothing wrong with steady. We're going to talk a little bit in a minute about the real estate Hunger Games, though. Let's swing over here to the $1 million homes. So we have year-to-date sold $94 million homes plus, over $1 million, and that's 2.35 a day. Now, it's inching up there. Last year, we were over 4. The year before, we were 4.5. And then in 2020, we were at 2. But now we're inching up there. So we'll see what happens with those $1 million buyers, see if they're going to come back into our market. We actually have 786 $1 million plus homes available of the 6,507 homes that are on the market. So that's 12%. 12% of the homes on the market are $1 million plus. 34% of the homes on the market are 430,000 and under. And the other fall underneath that. So non-owner occupied, hanging in there at 17 sales per day. Don't overlook those investors, everybody. They're still there. We have a property management company, as you know, and some of our owners who've been with us for decades actually are cashing in. You know, of course, they're getting up in the years like me, and they want to cash out and do whatever they want to do with that money that they've gained over the years. 18% last year alone. So anyway, the point being that those homes we have a lot of investors, and of course, a lot of them come in and they want to lowball you. But if you know your numbers, if you have some of those homes listed and investors do call you, know your numbers, know what the rent should be, know what the price is, and take the rent times 12 and divide it by the price of the home. That percentage is the gross percentage of their return. And you're probably looking for a 6 or 7 gross percentage return, because then after expenses, they'll be making around 4%. So not bad. Anyway, just a little tip there. So let's move on here this morning. A couple things. The real estate Hunger Games. What does that mean? Well, what that means that in 2012, we had 900,999 real estate agents. Yes, and we had, and we sold that year $4.5 million homes. So I'm going to say it again. 2012, we had, let's say 900,000 realtors, less than 1 million. They sold 4.5 million homes. Okay. Why am I saying that? Well, this year, 2023, we have 1.6 million realtors. And NAR has projected we are only going to sell 4.75 million homes this year. So we have 700,000 more realtors going after the same market that we had in 2012. Those are the real estate Hunger Games, meaning you better get on point and have some serious targeting that you're doing. Hopefully you have a database. I'm the database person. You need a database. And hopefully you're making your phone calls. And one of the things I'll tell you, if you're doing videos, remember, and if you're making phone calls, content without context is just noise. I'll say it again. Content without context is just noise. So you need to be sending your messages out, whether it's email, whether it's texting, and hopefully it's video, of something that the consumer cares about. The consumers are not morons. The consumers have their hand on the pulse of this market, and they're talking to their friends about it. And, there's, over 15,000 realtors in Las Vegas. So we know that, almost everybody knows a realtor. So everybody's talking about the market. So make sure that you know the market so that you can be the person they say, hey, I want to work with that person because they know what's going on in the market. And Tom Ferry had a panel. And what I'm going to do today, because I'm running short of time, I've got to leave here in 5 minutes to go be in our law class today. Jimmy's doing our 3 core C credits for law at 10 to 1. And it takes me about 10 minutes to get to the office. So I have 5 minutes with you today. Anyway, my point being that I'm going to show you a few minutes, 5 minutes of a video that was a panel with Tom Ferry. And what he did was, the first part of the video I'm not going to show you. You're going to have to watch that. I am going to post it on the group, like I said earlier. I'm only going to show you a little bit of it to kind of whet your appetite, because this one gal from Massachusetts, she works several different markets. Her goal for her team is 500 sales this year, 500 listings, I should say, which 500 sales plus probably. So she's a listing guru. And one of the things that they started doing this January was expireds. So the expireds in her market were 7,000 as of January. And so she's going to talk a little bit about her strategy there. Then they also have Jimmy Mackin, who is, I don't know if he owns Curator or if he's just a CEO or marketing director. But anyway, he has some tidbits as well. Jason Pantana is on the panel. I'm going to get it started here because I don't want to, I want you to see some of it. So let me get this going. And then, of course, I'll mute myself so that you only hear them. Here we
Was it geofarming, demo farming?
Expireds at one point.
Oh, expireds.
It's actually expired.
Let's talk
right
expireds.
Now. Yeah.
How many expired listings showed up in the greater Massachusetts marketplace that you serve on December 31st?
January 1, 7,000.
7,000 extremely high intent hand raisers.
Yep.
What'd you guys do with them?
We started breaking them down and we're just dialing through. And 7,000 is a lot to get through.
Yeah, big number.
So we were able to filter down, and in the month of January, we've already signed 4 listings from expireds.
Yeah.
Right, super quick, easy. I think one of them is already under contract.
Yeah.
Right, just takes a slight different strategy, but we've got more that are actively in nurture. Yeah. There's so much money to be found in expireds. Yeah. So many people stopped doing them in 2020, 2021.
Yeah, there wasn't any.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Well, go ahead, Jason.
No, I had a question. I was going to say, do you know the ratio of homes that didn't sell in your marketplace compared to years prior? And I'll give you the context on this. I was talking to Coach David Caldwell about it, and he did the math in his marketplace, and he realized that 30% of homes in Greater Portland, where he was at, didn't sell. They just don't sell. Yeah. And not only do they not sell, they don't all come back on the market. So there's not only an opportunity for like active hot expireds, but there's also the opportunity to go back and see who never came back on the market. Right. And there's the opportunity to start getting that word out if you're positioning for listings that 30% of homes don't sell. Who you work with matters, and those kinds of language patterns.
Do you remember, did you ever see the Josh Rubin, we put together a nine postcard campaign that started like 30 to 40 days after the home had expired. And then we just, once a week for 9 weeks, we would just let them know, hey, you know, did you know that only 2/3 of the homes in Portland ever actually sell when they hit the market? We specialize in helping the 1/3 that didn't sell.
Exactly.
And that's not the first postcard, but it's just, and it was just one after another, just sent on autopilot 9 times. Then you start making phone calls. And it's what we know in the expired game, doing this for 34 years, is everybody goes crazy for the first like 24, 36 hours. And then it just goes like this, because in a typical real estate market, which we're in now, every day there's new expireds and new opportunities. And most people are inconsistent. So it's just like the slide we showed yesterday. 8% close in the first 30 days, 27% close in month 2 through 3. And then everybody stops and all the real money is in what you do, playing the long-term nurture game. So what have we found? What's the new equivalent of that? What's the new equivalent of the longer-term nurture for expireds?
For expireds, this is your world. I have some ideas unrelated to expires. We haven't gotten into that, so I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's going to be constant communication. I think that it's.
What does that mean? Constant communication. Give us an example.
It's just constant phone calls. It's updating. Which one of you said it, that the media is creating this narrative?
Yeah.
Our biggest job is to undo the narrative, right?
Right.
That's the singular focus that we have. Like, how many people listening to this have heard the market is crashing? It's the worst time to sell. Interest rates are crazy. There's no more buyers left in the market, right? And our job is to actually just keep undoing that, especially with expires. They've been burned, right? They tried to sell most of these before the market got all wacky, and they don't understand that it's actually not wacky. It's just been the wrong agent with the wrong strategy. And our job is to prove through consistency that we're going to be different.
That's a refreshing point of view.
Have you guys ever listed your home and had it expire? I have.
No.
It was awesome.
How many?
I mean, it's a property we were flirting with the market, and the listing agent, who's like a really dear friend, knew we were flirting with the market, but it was the same thing. But I had another one that was in 2008 that I bought, like this shitty condo, right? Because a friend of mine was doing condo conversions, and I was like, sure, okay, I'll throw a little money at it, like whatever. And I knew the market was already crashed. I thought in 2008, but by the time it was 2010, it was worth all of my equity was gone and then some. And I remember like somebody just put that thing on the market. Like, I don't even care what it's worth. And it was interesting. My high-end one, no one called. Now, they may have gone like this into the MLS, said, oh, that's fucking Tom Ferry. Like, I'm not calling that guy, right? Yeah. Sorry if I cursed on I guess I don't have to apologize for cursing on my podcast. But the other one was, I got hit nonstop because it was just in an LLC name. There was no association to my name, right? So that one just got, like, they tracked it down, they figured it out, and just, it was pretty interesting. But when you think about, like, your home expiring, if I actually wanted to sell that house, and I was we were moving, that would be a horrible experience. How do we have more empathy for the person, even if they were like me, that was just flirting with the market? How do we have more empathy for the person that really got burned?
Well, that's the biggest play, right?
Phil Jones says content without context is noise. So you seek context, and the best way to do that is asking the right questions. Trying to learn, what were they looking to do? What do they want to accomplish? What stopped them? And I think what you said, like, you started by saying we call them constantly. And I think a lot of people might hear that through the lens of, oh, hard, but then you start talking about what you're actually doing. You're helping to try to unpack the narrative and help them understand what's really happening. And it's all being done through the lens of, how can we add value to you?
Service over sales. That's the mantra that we live by. If we provide service, deliver value, the sale will come.
One of the most important lessons that Phil taught me when we co-wrote that book, exactly what to say for real estate agents, this concept of show me that you know me.
Show me that you know me.
And as a marketer, there was a big unlock for me at that time. And the unlock is, okay, if you're going to market to show empathy, you have to join the conversation that's happening in their head. And so as an example, talking about expireds, we had this campaign that we ran, generated a $4.4 million listing. Actually, Peggy Lynn Spiker, who's at this conference, shout out to Peggy Lynn. We work with her, a curator. We use this angle that you could use for expired. You could use it for people who are doing just regular resale. And I'm just going to read this for the audience because I think it actually taps into what everyone's talking about. It says there are 2,000 realtors in Maui, but only a few that are brave enough to tell you the truth. So right out of the gates, we're like trying to capture their attention. This is
Yes.
not about the market. We're trying to actually use some storytelling. The real estate gold rush is over, but this might surprise you. Just last month, 146 people bought a home on Maui. And so I'll just stop there. If you're going to market to an expired, what I would say, if I were to translate that for an expired, might say something like, hey, we know the experience that you just went through is about as bad as it gets with selling.
Okay, folks, that's all I have time for. And I just posted the video on my group to watch the rest of the discussion. There's going to be lots of good information. They're going to talk about some websites that you might want to write down and remember. They talk a little bit about Liz Novello, who is Gary Vaynerchuk's sister, who's in real estate in New Jersey. And she started working at Expire. She called 197 people, and you'll hear what happened with that. Anyway, see you all on Monday, and I'll be posting things on the weekend for you to use in your marketing, and hopefully some tips for you as well. Love you all. Have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, please, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss